And then for some reason, and this usually happens with a married couple, Susie the hairdresser basically somehow was able to get a listing appointment because, Betty the homeowner was getting her hair done and she felt obligated to Susie. So now there's somebody coming in after you. So you're sitting at the table. You've now essentially the seller has decided you're on the same page as far as price, as far as marketing. They decide they want to move forward with you, but their excuse to not sign the listing paperwork with you is they've already made a commitment to meet with, was it Sally or Betty? I don't remember. The hairdresser, right? The fourth agent. Yeah. And so here's the script. And again, this is a consolidated version of the script. Mr. Seller, can I tell you why that might be actually a bad idea that you interview Sally after you've decided that you're going to move forward and we're going to work together? And they're going to say, why? I said, I appreciate the fact that you feel obligated to meet with her because you've already made the appointment and maybe you guys are friends with her or whatever the connection is. But you might find that actually is going to work against us. And can I tell you why? And they're going to say yes and say, well, it's because to prepare for one of these appointments, it can take up to 3 or 4 hours. And that's not even accounting for maybe she has to hire a babysitter. She has to, there's all kinds of inconveniences that are associated, right, with breaking her normal schedule. So she's going to come over here. Maybe by the time she got here, she spent 4 hours preparing, maybe less, and she had to hire a babysitter. Who knows what kind of obligation she's got wrapped up in this thing at this point. So you've already convinced yourself, and not convinced yourself, but you already know you're going to list with me, but you're just doing it as a favor to her to basically go over and meet with you about listing your house. So she's going to be there. She's going to then, have wasted all this time, and then you're going to, tell her the bad news that you're going to list with me, and then the next thing, we're going to have basically made an enemy in the marketplace. So here's what I propose, and guys, this really, really does work. Let me cancel the listing appointment with Sally. I'll cancel the listing appointment with Sally, but here's what we'll do. And then she gets her afternoon back. She gets her time back. And then what we'll do is we'll make it so that if she has any prospective buyers for the house, she can bring them in first. So Sally essentially is going to have a jump on the market so we can still work with Sally. You keep Sally as a friend. You keep Sally so there's no awkwardness between you. And then we can all move forward. Does that make sense? And I'll tell you when this absolutely works, where you volunteer to cancel the appointment with the other realtor, they're actually going to thank you.
You're going to be relieved, actually.
You're going to be surprised. I know some of you are thinking, oh, that will never work. It really does work because they don't want to meet with you. They don't want to meet with all those other agents. They sure as heck don't want to meet with this other agent. They're just doing it out of obligation.
And they certainly don't want to say no to that person when they already know it's probably not the right choice. So instead of leaving that agent disappointed and kind of pissed, you're prioritizing them. If she has any buyers, she can be the first one to show it.
That's right. And they'll say yes. And then you basically nicely, respectfully cancel the other appointment. Now, when Julie and I sold real estate in New Albany, there was 2 agents primarily that we compete with. And I should say, I'll boastfully say that we never had our appointments canceled on us because they weren't able to close, but we did cancel a lot of their appointments because the sellers decided to list with us. I know that sounds like being a braggart.
No,
maybe
that's true.
I am.
I was there.
Yeah, but I really, actually, it was really kind of fun, because they were very successful in their own right, for sure.
That's true.
But the reality of it is when you follow a system, when you're following a pre-qualified system, when you send the pre-listing pack, when you're actually acting like a professional, you're doing the seller a huge favor. And obviously, by the way, you're doing yourself a favor as well. The seller, you guys got to be clear about this, doesn't want to meet with you, doesn't want the stress of having you in their house, doesn't want the stress of having to put the house for sale.
Much less 3 or 4 more of you.
Right. Now, I'm going to throw this out there too. If you are in a marketplace, which many of you are, where you're competing against these iBuyers, I'll just bottom line it and be direct with you, and please don't be offended. You're going to have to seriously consider whether or not the brokerage you're with is going to be relevant in the future if one of your regular competitors is going to be an iBuyer. What are the different names? Then Dayquil's dumbing me up.
You mean like Instant Offers?
No, Zillow's Deal.